I guess I'm having those technical. Yeah, I shot that on the island. That ocean. That little ocean water. It's too late. I'm too tired. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
And we were all getting along okay that night, but you know we were all getting along okay that night, but
It's freezing up. I don't know. I'm running low on internal memory or something.
shower, okay? And I was just sitting over on the bed, and Nana like stands up and just starts staring. And I was like, are you okay? And she's I was like, are you okay? And she's like, she just kept staring straight ahead. And I was like, what the fuck? And so she starts calling her, like to come into the bathroom and help him or whatever, get out of the shower. And she just didn't answer. And he was like, he kept calling her and she didn't answer. So I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on, you guys? And then so finally he gets out and he's like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, I don't want to be here anymore. And he's like, why? What's going on? And she's like, just take her. Just take your ring and go be with Khadijah if that's what you want. He's like, I'm not even doing anything. I haven't even done anything with her, which is true. We didn't do anything. I hugged him when I first saw them in the airport. We all did a group hug. That's the only physical contact we were having. It was so ridiculous. Like, I mean, even if there was like a little flirtation in the air or something, like there was nothing like There was nothing that we had actually done. There was nothing. It was just all energy, and it was mostly all in her head. But anyway, so he started talking to her, and she was like getting her backpack on and packing up everything. She takes the baby. Finally, she's like, I don't want to be here. Fuck you. And so she opens the hotel door, which, yeah, I had paid for that hotel room. That's my hotel room. My name is on it. I'm responsible for it, right? So she goes out, whipping the baby around, how she does in her arm, because she's not going to let that baby go. She goes out into the hallway, the door shuts behind, and I can hear because the elevators are right there out the door. And she's like, fuck you, and she's just pounding, like, boom, like punching holes in the fucking wall, pounding the the elevator door, kicking shit, and true, I wasn't visibly seeing that, but I could hear it, and she was doing all that with the baby in her arms, you guys. So number one, that's not right there, okay? So I was already pissed off, but I was just sitting there, I was seeing how it played out, I was hoping that like the hotel people didn't call the police. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I was pissed off. Because, you don't do things like that. You don't disrespect people like that in their room. Yes, it was my room, okay? In a little bit. So anyway, so Gianna, you can't be doing that. And I was like, oh my God, these people. It was like an episode of Jerry Springer out there. It was ridiculous. And so finally he grabs her back inside the room or whatever. And he's like, now stand there and let me talk to you. So he talked her, he calmed her down after a while, after some time. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm pissed off. So I just wanted to see, I was like, is he going to throw her out? Like, what is he going to do? Like, but no, that was never what he was going to do. But I was, I was just watching, seeing how it played out. So then he calms her down and he's like, whatever. And he was like, okay, come on and sit down. Like, everything's fine. And I was like, no. I said, no, everything is not fine. I said, now that you're done talking to her and I see that you're not going to do anything to, fix the situation or correct your woman, then I guess I'll handle it. So I said, you need to leave, to her. And, she was just like, she was already in like, submissive mode because he had already put her there. So she wasn't talking. She was just quiet. And then I was like, what are you guys fucking looking at? Get the fuck out. And she was like, oh, hell no, bitch. And she comes, and I'm like laying down, I'm on the bed like this. And she comes whipping around. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is she going to do to me? But no, she pretended like she was trying to get at me. And I just kind of sat on the bed, kind of smiling and laughing at her, But, whatever. So me and her, we're having like a yelling match. And I told her, I said, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. And I laid it out for her. I said, look, you got it in your head that me and Chief was going to, be doing something, there, and you didn't like that because you felt that it was coming. So you threw a tantrum and, stormed off through the ring, acted all a fool in the hallway of the hotel, punched the wall, and then, now he's all tending to you and, and now that he's calmed you down, you're going to be all like cuddly and, he's going to be paying attention to you. So you had it all figured out. I said, good game, checkmate. And he was like all pissed off because he knew that I was telling the truth. We all knew it. And so she was trying to fight me and coming at me and stuff, but half-heartedly because, she never even got to the end of the bed. So eventually, whatever, he talked to me for like 3 hours and like made me sit there and listen to him about why, we shouldn't, ruin this and that. And then, Nana was young and she's just having an episode. And I was like, you know, after a while, he just talks to you and talks to you and talks to you for so long. You're just like, just shut up already. Fine, whatever, I'll let it go. I figured, well, this was, you know, this was going to be the first and only time I'm going to let that happen. I said that to myself. And I meant it. Because when I say something, then I mean it. So, you know, yeah, they didn't know that. I didn't say, this is the only time this is going to happen, because the next time I'm throwing your asses out for real. Because he was like, you know, you've invested so much money into this journey. And, you know, the whole thing was, I was going to go down there with them kind of like as, you know, they would be like my friends, my protectors. I was going to go down there and scope out some land, you know, and find maybe a good investment, a little chunk of real estate that would be mine, but I would let them stay on while I came back here and tended to my business. I'd see, okay, let's see what they can do with the place. Let's see if they can really do this living in nature and make it beneficial to all of us. I didn't see anything wrong with that. That was my intention. And I always made that clear to them, is that I wanted some partners to go down there, people that basically, you know, I could go down there, I could feel safe around, and, you know, that knew already about living in nature, so they would kind of, you know, we would be beneficial to each other. It would be a good partnership, I thought. So that was why we were all together. And so, you know, I just wanted to let it go for the night, so I did. We went out, we walked around the town for a little bit. It was really late, so we came back to the room. And then, so, you know, it was really late. I was trying to go to sleep, and, you know, I assumed they were going to go to sleep. And the little baby Eliana, she was like crying and carrying on. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm laying over on my bed. You know, they're on their bed with, you know, whining baby Eliana. Like, if they wanted to do something, be intimate, like, I mean, all they had to do was come over and say, hey, you know, hey, can you, you know, will you lay here with the baby, you know, put the baby to sleep? And I could have fallen asleep. Me and the baby could have fallen asleep together there. And they could have waited for us to fall asleep, and they could have done whatever. I mean, I would have no problem with that. Okay? But no, they didn't. Instead, they turned the music up, and baby Eliana's like over there, and then they're, you know, and then I start hearing slurping and moaning fucking noises, dude. And I was like, at first I was thinking, is that the baby nursing on Nana, or what am I hearing exactly? And then I was like, oh my God. And like, and then she says like, oh, this baby's never gonna settle down. But then, you know, 5 seconds later, you know, like, you know, and it's like, oh my God, are you freaking serious? So I was like, well, I need to stop this, because I was just traumatized. Like, I was laying there thinking like, well, if I'm feeling this way, how's the baby feeling? So I got up and, like, you know, started like pacing back and forth, like, because I was just trying to like give them the hint, like, stop it, you know, there's people awake watching you, you know. And then, so Chifa's like, what's your problem? And I was like, I can't go to sleep. I'm taking this melatonin pills. And he was like, you shouldn't be taking that. I was like, well, stop having sex and keeping me and the baby up. And he was like, oh, hell no, what? I can't get my dick sucked? I was like, ew. I was like, what the hell, dude? You just do that in front of people? You do that in front of me? You do that in front of the baby? Like, and you know, so immediately they like got up, you know, they were like, you know, he was like, I don't believe you're doing this to me again. I thought we settled all this earlier. I was like, no. I was like, this is not going to work out. I was like, you guys need to leave. He's like, you're just going to throw us out. You're just going to throw her out and throw me out in the middle of the night with the baby. I said, no, you don't have to leave with the baby. I said, you can leave the baby here with me if you're so worried about it. And he was like, what? I was like, whatever. I said, you're thinking I'm throwing the baby out. I'm not throwing the baby out. I said, you guys can leave. I'll hold on to the baby. And so, of course, you know, they weren't going to leave me the baby, but I wanted them to know that it was unacceptable. So, yeah. So they left, and, yeah.
that, you know, I didn't start the video from the beginning. I'm gonna start it from the beginning, and I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play for 15 minutes.
Paid for our gas. I did everything for us.
Oh, okay.
He went into jail. I took care of the whole family the whole time. They're hurting for money right about now, unless unless they have somebody else that's
Because
supporting
you pretty
them.
much was the breadwinner after he got out of jail.
I was the breadwinner from before he went into jail. I took care of the whole family the whole time he was in jail. I fed everybody. I paid for our gas. I did everything for us.
Oh, okay.
But mostly because I wanted, baby Eliana didn't have any, they were making her use, disposable diapers and things that, like, forget about they didn't like that. Like, I didn't like that. I wanted baby Eliana to have everything pure and good quality stuff, because I just really felt, she was just a precious little baby, and she needed somebody in her corner. So I wanted to be that.
Right.
So I brought presents for her. I brought all of her little supplies. And I tried to help out while I was there. And unless why am I still calling him Chief? Well, I mean, that's what I've been calling him for a while. I was calling him Eligio until, like, I met everybody in person and they were all calling him Chief. So, what am I going to do? Still call him Eligio and be like, that girl? No. First, I think before I answer questions, I'd like to tell a little bit about my childhood. I had a very unusual childhood, and I think that was a catalyst for my initial interest and feelings towards Chief and the situation and Carbonation, as they were, I kind of came in when they were getting ready to, like, leave Mexico, and, all of the trolls were kind of really coming in on them and, finding their location and things. And so my story is, and I think people will understand a little bit better once I explain this. Okay, so when I was born, my mother and my father, they did not get along. And I guess, they separated and whatnot, like right before I was born, I think. So my mother, and this was like back in 1980, so it was a while ago. So my mother, had me, and then my birth father, he didn't agree with, my birth father is Native American, well, mostly, and, very much into the natural lifestyle, purity, just collecting from the earth what you need, not harming animals, saving the planet. He was all into that kind of stuff and natural living. So when my mother had me, he somehow thought that she was going to be an unfit parent. And so he fought for custody, and he lost, as was customary back then, because, the women would typically get the baby, unless there was some, other, intense reason, I suppose. So he fought for custody and he lost, and my mom got full custody, but he got visitation, I don't know, once a week or once every other week. I'm not sure what the rule was. And so the very first visitation he got with me, when I was like just a newborn, right? He just took me and we went into the woods. So this was going to be in like Michigan, okay, where my tribe was, the Sioux. So Chippewa is what the white man called us. But so, we were in northern Michigan by the Great Lakes and stuff. And so we went into hiding. We had fake aliases, and we traveled all through the wilderness, all up into Canada, and through Canada in the, the Northwest, and then into Alaska. And so we would like hide along the way, and people would help us and hide us. And meanwhile, the federal, marshals or whatever were looking for us because my mom, had sent people, to, she filed for, kidnapping charges. And so, but my father, he was real, he was real into not letting, me be, tainted by, the system, the government, the white man, schools, the military, anybody. He was very much against that whole Babylon system, you might say. And so he always instilled that into me, that, nature and natural living was the place that you should be, and that you should live your lifestyle. So when I was 5 years old, the federal marshals, they did come. They found us. My dad was working on some sort of, I don't know, a houseboat or something, or a fishing boat. So so they came with like machine guns and threw him on the ground and had their guns to his head, and they told me, like, don't worry, little girl, we're going to take you back and give you to your mother. So I was terrified, and they put me, so I never saw my dad again. And so these, these horrible, evil Babylon monsters with guns had taken me away from my daddy, and brought me, they shipped me from like orphanage to, home, from like state homes, like child protective homes, all the way to the East Coast, where I was reunited with my mother. But I don't know about that. I don't know why exactly she wanted me back, because she never really spent much time with me or bonded with me after that point in growing up. And I had a really traumatizing childhood. Like, I was nonverbal, so from age 5, when when I was returned to my mother, I didn't speak, and I was nonverbal. So they brought me like to this institution, and it was just like scientists in lab coats, and they would like show me pictures of things, and I was supposed to guess what there were behind the card. And we would just do that day after day after day. And I think now it was like, those were like MK Ultra guys. I don't know, they were like trying to get me to like see something like behind the wall, and I don't know. So eventually at age 7, I did start talking again, and that's when they put me into regular school. But I was always different, and I never really fit in. I was always trying to like go outside and run away into the forest and hide and things, and I never appreciated school. I never wanted to be told what to do. I just wanted to go out into the woods and like be an animal. So that's kind of how my childhood started. So now move forward to my current life, and I'm in the position now where, I wasn't when I was younger, but I'm in the position where I have bought and sold real estate and invested in things like that. But, it was always just as, a means to, continue living, a nice lifestyle and things. I inherited some money when I was younger. And so I've just been kind of living off of that. I don't believe in working per se. I mean, I have nothing against it, people who work, but if you don't have to, and you can try to follow your dream, then why not? That's what I say. So anyway, so here enters, this story. All right, so we there was a point where they were going to release Chief from the political prison, but he needed a plane ticket like before, the end of the business day, and then they would let him out. So, I was contacted, and they said, will you buy us a ticket? Buy a ticket for Chief and me, because that was Nana, and to go to the States because he was getting deported. He just needed
Hey, can y'all start the van?
Yep. Are you gonna do it?
Check out the grocery list.
Yes,
Yes, we do. All right. All right.
Excuse me.
Oh. Hey, who's all going?
Master Milvan, Master Solar,
Yeah.
anybody else want to go?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I'm not anywhere.
No. Can you go grab my bag? Well, make sure my laptop's in there. Oh, never mind. You're gonna need the laptop.
I'm gonna upload.
Yeah. Keep the laptop. And my flip flops. I'm gonna pass this off to you in a second.
I'll hold it. I'll check it out.
No,
You gotta do some stuff.
I'm waiting for my stuff. Recording? Someone said you wanted me to record like the same thing we did last time. Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right, Sean. I'm myself.
Alright, so who's this? This is yours. So yeah, man. Oh yeah, walking to grab the water jugs. Alright. I told you I was gonna do what I was gonna do. So I gave you my word. I just didn't. It just wasn't happening at that time. I knew that. But I gave you my word. I knew what was about to happen anyway. Damn it! The fucking water froze too much.
This is True Free Man. This is True Man 37. That's what I'm known by YouTube. Real name is Dr. Moore, located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is a clear motherfucking message to the FBI and any motherfucking law enforcement motherfucking agency. Y'all have a duty, obligation, and a motherfucking responsibility to take care of whoever the fuck is doing this shit, because somebody just got their motherfucking face shot off. Some motherfucker just damn near got their fucking face shot off, showing up at my motherfucking house, walking up on my motherfucking property, goddamn it, unannounced. Alright. Y'all have a duty and obligation and responsibility to take care of this son of a bitch you doing this shit. If I find out who the fuck doing this shit, believe me, I'll take care of it my fucking self. You got motherfuckers posting my goddamn address once again on fucking line. And you got motherfuckers walking up on my motherfucking property and damn near got they fucking face shot off. No one shows up at my motherfucking house unannounced, number one. These motherfuckers speeded off so motherfucking fast. 2 motherfucking people. Alright. I'm talking to you, fucking FBI, and motherfucking whoever the fuck is in law enforcement that have an obligation to motherfucking protect the fucking public. Well, somebody's about to get fucked up. Now somebody's about to get their face blown off. Somebody's about to get their face blown off. Now somebody about to get their face blown off. I done called you motherfuckers. I done reported this shit. And I done sit here and I'm trying to handle this shit the motherfucking legal way. But it seems you motherfuckers don't want to do your job. Don't make me motherfucking do it for you. And don't make it to where somebody that's innocent go get fucked the fuck up cause you bitches won't do nothing. Yeah, I'm motherfucking saying. Cause if a motherfucker showing up at your motherfucking home, look what you fucking do. You see the motherfucking ad. You see the motherfucking Ghost ID. It is now 8:53 p.m. Eastern motherfucking February the fucking 6th, 2016. This motherfucking ad was posted 2 hours ago. 2 motherfuckers just showed up to my house and damn near got shot the fuck up. All right? 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 Somebody about to get their face blown off. Cause somebody about to get their face blown off. Cause somebody about to get their face blown off. Motherfucking playing.
They hate notice you to the streets. They don't want me to be. They all wanna have this beef. Yeah. But it really don't matter to me. Oh, you got me twisted. You got me fucked up. You really don't know me. Yeah. You got me twisted. Oh, you got me fucked up. You really don't wanna mess with me. Yeah.
You got me twisted like I'm flexible. Straight out of pocket like deductibles. Don't mess with Bill. That's great advice. You best to keep shit drill. I'm nothing nice. I stand my ground like I'm Gucci. Got me all twisted like I'm some type of goofy. Have you fucked up? Hit you so fast you don't know what's what.
I'm just you to the streets. You got me twisted.
So thank you for tuning in to His Lordship live stream.